Welcome to Ringside Riffs by Andres Cortes. Now, Bash at Berlin has ended, and we got the top storylines and the top moments, the top failures, and exactly what went wrong. Let's start off with Cody Rhodes against Kevin Owens. And why didn't Kevin Owens even have the audacity to try and powerbomb him in the turnbuckle, to try and turnbuckle him, to try and destroy Cody Rhodes on the table, on the ringside, on anything that he could? No, he did not aim for the knee. He did not target the knee. They kept talking about the knee and it didn't happen. They knew that Kevin Owens was starving. He was starving for a win. He was starving for a victory. He wants that title back. But Kevin Owens didn't even talk about it that much. He didn't even announce that he wanted it. He wasn't starving as much. I feel like the WWE kept on building up on that storyline when they found out the fact, because Kevin Owens wasn't even aware himself. He tried to bring it up in one of his promos, but it cut deep and it cut those, and we know that they put on a banger. These two friends put on themselves through the ringer. They tried and tried again. They put on impressive moves, and one thing led to another. We know that in the end it had to be Cody Rhodes that picked up the victory. For how much or however anybody else wanted Cody Rhodes to taste defeat, these two men still appreciated, and WWE did not pull the trigger on what could have been the heel turn for Kevin Owens. Now, let's take the facts, okay? He did not turn heel, but where will this continue off for Kevin Owens? Now, continuing on, we got to see the World Tag Team Championships, the women face off. And if you thought Jade Cargill was gonna pick up a loss, then you're wrong, because all she's done ever since coming into the WWE is pick up victories. All she's done and Bianca Belair are just cold stone winners, and they're not gonna do anything else about it. And I actually feel bad for Alba Fire and for the tag team that was, because they're not relevant anymore. They're not gonna be talked about. They're not gonna be strategized. They're not gonna be mentioned anymore. And that's the sad thing, that while they had those titles, they weren't really the number one person. We always kept talking about damage control. We were talking about Bianca and Jade Cargill, but the titles got lost in the meaning. And I'm sorry to say to those superstars, but the time's over, and Jade Cargill is gonna be carrying gold one more time. And this storyline between Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair is gonna be so interesting when one of them actually turned into the other. Now, let's see how the things turned out with CM Punk against Drew McIntyre, as we all kept mentioning the physical attributes that Drew McIntyre has over CM Punk. And it was a physical match. It was a match where we saw two superstars actually hate each other. Two people actually go at it for a few seconds, for a few moments, and these are the failures that happened. Now, in the failures, I mean, the feud seems to be over. CM Punk picked up that bracelet one more time, and Drew McIntyre seems to just have gotten over everyone. I mean, everyone hates Drew McIntyre, and it means everybody respects Drew McIntyre, and I feel like it's kind of even wrong to not put any gold around the waist of these superstars. So what's gonna happen, and how is the WWE gonna continue this storyline? Because one thing breaks a stop, that bracelet, for however insignificant they want to mention and however insignificant they want to say that the things were, they were the main reason for this storyline, and they are the reason that it made this whole strap match so entertaining. We had the Excalibur of the last stroke. It was when he finally got his bracelet back, and we all, as fans, even if you hate him or you love him, all retaliated with CM Punk over the accomplishment that he had done and the victory lap that he was taking over Drew McIntyre. Now, up next, we got to see what it was Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest absolutely destroy Liv and Dominic for about the entirety of their match, and it pretty much went planned out as we all expected. And that's the question I have: why was Was there no creativity? I mean, everybody knew that Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan were crazy for choosing to go against Damian Priest, a bigger person, and Rhea Ripley, a stronger woman. But that didn't stop them. They thought they could pull the trigger. They thought they were gonna be able to have the Judgment Day by their side. But there's a former World Heavyweight title holder El Campeon Damian Priest, and there's a former women's world heavyweight title holder Rhea Ripley. Now we have to understand that the WWE is just portraying these baby faces as impossible, unstoppable, undeniable, and I'm sorry to say, but the heels gotta pick up the loss every day because that's how it is. The WWE is only thinking about short-sightedness because Dominic Mysterio does deserve that push. Dominic Mysterio should have picked up that win so that we could have built credibility into him actually capturing that IC title. Going over what Randy Orton and Gunther, the main event, the Gunther, the German person, the everything that was happening in the Berlin. We got to see the wave, we got to see the sing-alongs, we got to see exactly the standing ovation for Gunther, the Austrian man that was there to the strand and to be amazed. He set the bar high. He set the records high. Now, how long will his title reign be? Is he actually gonna be this number one person? We all respect Gunther. We all love the persona, the chops, the attitude, the legacy, the stand-up, the majority, the sergeant behavior. But understand this. Where is this having to? Okay, he defeated Randy Orton, and you always have to think about who might Gunther lose and who might Gunther beat next. We know that Ludwig and Gunther, they might be having a storyline coming up soon, but let's not jump into that because we know that Gunther just has a lot of enemies. He's building up a lot of character, and that's the point. Where does Randy Orton go from here? He looked like an old man, so let's do the top 5 takeaways from what happened at Bash in Berlin. Cody Rhodes is an undisputed title holder. There you go. That's number one. What do I mean by that? Cody Rhodes continues to just beat people, and I'm sorry to say, but his title holding stays, they don't make any sense. He's defended against AJ Styles that's disappeared from the company. He's defended against Logan Paul, who didn't even deserve that opportunity. He's defended against Solo Sikoa, who's not even in this PLE, and now he's defended against Kevin Owens, a man who didn't even want it, a man who didn't even target him. And I'm sorry to say, but this is starting to tarnish the Cody Rhodes title. And if you have any comments, let me know. Make sure to subscribe and like. And I thank everybody for commenting. I do take the time to read. So let's continue. What is going to happen with Jade Cargill and everything they're building up against? I really hope that it's going to be these two tag teams that are going to continue to dominate, and one day they're going to come into a feud, and that is the main thing. We gotta keep the main thing, because one thing understands the other. They're two talented superstars. They're really fun to watch. They're fun to work with, and we know that in the end, it's gonna be turned out to that. Now, what's gonna happen with the Judgment Day? They keep picking up losses, and they're not as dominant as before. We know that the WWE wants to portray Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, the Terror Twins, as two mega unstoppable forces. So where does the Judgment Day go from there? Are they going to continue to the LWO? Is Damian Priest going to tip up some type of rematch against Gunther, as it was already mentioned, kind of talked about? Or is there going to be other associations? Is Bronson Reed going to come into this? And just, we have to understand that as these superstars such as Randy Orton get their opportunity, they also lose their opportunity because now they're going to take time off. I mean, the loss in Randy Orton, and this is the last point, the loss with Randy Orton, I really believe it should have been a clean pin. Let me know. Thank you for watching.